Welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of coins or just have an interest in uncovering rare and valuable finds, you're in for an exciting experience today. In this video, we're going to look at 6 of the most prized and costly Washington quarters in circulation. These coins have captured the attention of collectors and investors globally, and you'll be surprised at the staggering prices some of them can command. Let's jump right in. Starting with the 1965 Washington quarter, a coin that has caught the eye of many in the numismatic world. If you happen to own one in exceptional condition, you could be holding a genuine treasure. This particular 1965 quarter, which was struck without a mint mark, is not only a historical piece, but also more valuable than most people realize. But what exactly sets it apart? Let's dive into the details surrounding its rarity, condition, and current worth. To appreciate the value of the 1965 Washington quarter, it's important to understand the history behind it. In that year, the U.S. government made significant changes to the composition of its coins. With the rising cost of silver, many coins were redesigned, and the Washington quarter was no exception. For the first time in American history, quarters were no longer made with 90% silver. What's more, the mint mark previously found on the reverse side to show where the coin was minted was also removed in 1965. Previously, these marks indicated whether a coin was produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But that year, quarters and half dollars were minted without any marks in an effort to reduce production costs and simplify the process. This unique feature distinguishes the 1965 quarter from its earlier counterparts. Now, let's take a look at the design. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The obverse displays a portrait of Washington, while the reverse depicts an eagle. Though the design has remained largely unchanged over the years, the 1965 version stands out due to the absence of a mint mark. So, what do we mean by excellent condition? A coin in top-notch condition is one that shows little to no signs of wear. Such a coin will have clear, crisp details and will be free of any major scratches or imperfections. If you manage to find a 1965 Washington quarter in this kind of pristine state, it's extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. But what is the 1965 Washington quarter worth today? The value can vary, but a quarter in excellent condition might be worth around $95,000. However, if you come across one that is near flawless or uncirculated, it could potentially fetch as much as $120,000 or even more, depending on the demand from collectors. So, why is this coin so valuable? The historical shift in U.S. coinage during the 1960s makes the 1965 Washington quarter a unique piece of American history. In addition, the missing mint mark adds an extra layer of mystery, making it even more desirable for collectors. Condition is critical when it comes to determining its worth. If the coin shows signs of wear, its value will drop. But if you find a well-preserved example or one that's professionally graded, its market value can skyrocket. The demand for rare coins, such as the 1965 Washington quarter, is on the rise. As time goes by, well-preserved examples of these coins become increasingly rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to get their hands on them. If you're thinking about getting into coin collecting or investing in rare coins, the 1965 Washington quarter should definitely be on your radar. Thinking you might have a rare 1965 Washington quarter? It's worth having it professionally graded. A certified coin will give you a better understanding of its true worth and help protect your investment should you ever decide to sell or trade it. To sum up, the 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark is a rare and historically significant coin that has gained increasing value over time. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this coin is one you won't want to overlook. If you happen to own one in exceptional condition, it could be worth far more than you might have guessed. Next, let's take a look at the 1971 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in fine condition. In this video, we'll dive into its distinct features, why it holds value in the coin market, and what it could potentially be worth today if it's in good shape. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just curious about the coins in your pocket, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more insights into rare and valuable coins. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter debuted in 1932 to mark the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Since its introduction, it has become one of the most iconic coins in American currency. However, not every year's issue holds the same rarity or market value. In today's video, we're focusing on the 1971 Washington quarter with the D mint mark. The 1971 series is relatively straightforward in terms of mint marks, with quarters being struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D. Unlike some years where special editions or proof coins are released with distinct features, the 1971 Denver Mint marked quarter is a product of standard production. However, its fine condition makes it particularly sought after by collectors. Now, let's break down why this coin has gained interest in recent years. In the world of coin collecting, the term fine condition refers to coins that show some signs of wear but still maintain a clear, sharp design. A quarter from 1971 in fine condition is valuable, especially if it has withstood the test of time and survived circulation without too much damage. Over the years, finding a 1971 Washington quarter in such condition has become rarer, contributing to its growing value. So, what's this coin worth today? A 1971 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in fine condition can typically be valued around $75,000 to $90,000, depending on its specific features and the current market. However, if you manage to find one in better condition, or if it's part of a collection featuring other rare coins, its value could rise significantly. And, of course, any unusual errors or defects could increase its market appeal and worth. For now, the value of a 1971 quarter in fine condition remains stable, particularly among collectors looking to complete their Washington quarter sets. As with any collectible, a coin's value hinges on its condition. The higher the quality, the more valuable it becomes. Here's a closer look at why collectors are particularly interested in the 1971 Washington quarter with the D mint mark. This coin represents a significant era in U.S. numismatic history. The Washington quarter series is one of the most widely collected U.S. coin sets, and every year collectors eagerly await the next release. Coins from years like 1971, especially when they are well preserved, are becoming more difficult to find, which drives demand. As collectors strive to fill out their sets, finding a 1971 quarter with a D mint mark in fine condition can be a valuable addition. In conclusion, while the 1971 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in fine condition might not be the flashiest coin at first glance, it holds an important place in the collecting world. It symbolizes the lasting appeal of older, well-maintained coins. Its rarity and good condition, combined with its significance in the Washington quarter series, has kept it relevant in today's numismatic market. Next up is the 1981 Washington quarter, featuring the D mint mark. At first glance, it might seem like just another coin from the early 80s. However, if you take a closer look, you'll find that this quarter has become quite valuable in today's coin market. Before diving into its current worth, let's first cover some basics. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 and has since become one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. By 1981, the coin's design had largely remained the same, but there are some key differences that make this particular coin worth discussing. In 1981, the D mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint. This year holds a special place in the coin's history, making the D-minted version a bit rarer compared to quarters from other years. Let's examine the design more closely. On the front, we see the well-known profile of George Washington. This portrait, first used in 1932, stands out in high-quality coins, where the fine details truly shine. Washington's profile is depicted with remarkable clarity, symbolizing the dignity of one of the country's most significant leaders. On the back, there's the eagle perched atop a branch, clutching a shield. The words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum are prominently featured. The design is a timeless representation of the nation's strength and unity, elements that have remained consistent for nearly a century. What makes the 1981 Washington quarter with a D mint mark particularly noteworthy is the subtle difference in minting techniques used that year, which adds to its desirability among collectors today. Most of the 1981 Washington quarters you come across will be in circulated condition. These coins have been in everyday circulation for years and have likely experienced some wear. While still interesting, these coins typically don't carry much value unless they are in excellent condition. Now, here's the exciting part. 1981 Washington quarters with the D mint mark in good condition are much rarer than many realize. Good condition means the coin shows some signs of wear, but the major features, such as Washington's profile and the eagle, are still clearly visible. The crispness of the design is what makes these coins particularly valuable. As time passes, fewer of these coins remain in good condition. After being in circulation for so long, many were damaged, lost, or simply spent. This makes the 1981 Washington quarter with the D mint mark in good condition a sought-after find for collectors. So, why is this coin so valuable? The key factors are rarity and demand. Since many of these coins were heavily circulated, those still in good condition are hard to come by, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. In fact, 1981 Washington quarters with a D mint mark in excellent condition have been known to fetch as much as $80,000 or more at auction, depending on the coin's grade and the market at the time. While not every coin will reach that amount, those in pristine condition, especially those without scratches or discoloration, are highly coveted. The 1981 Washington quarter with the D mint mark has quietly become one of the most prized coins in the hobby, and its value is likely to continue rising as more collectors recognize its rarity. Coin collectors are constantly on the lookout for rare coins, and the 1981 Washington quarter with the D mint mark fits this category. It may not be as well known as some of the more famous rare coins, but its popularity has steadily grown over the years. Coin dealers are also closely watching these quarters. Many specialize in acquiring coins with specific mint marks or years, and they know a well-preserved 1981 D mint marked quarter is a valuable asset to any collection. Whether you're new to coin collecting or have been in the hobby for years, this coin is certainly worth keeping an eye on. As the number of these coins in good condition continues to shrink, their value is expected to keep rising. So, have you ever come across a 1981 Washington quarter with the D mint mark in good condition? Maybe you have one tucked away in your collection, or even in your pocket. It might not be as famous as some other coins, but the 1981 Washington quarter with the D mint mark is definitely a hidden gem, and its value is on the rise. With some coins selling for as much as $80,000, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Start by taking a closer look at the 1977 Washington quarter without a mint mark, especially one that's in a worn, dark condition. This coin is a good example of how the state of a coin can affect its value. So, what does dirty black condition really mean? When we say a coin is in dirty black condition, we're talking about a coin that's collected dirt, grime, or even rust over time. Environmental things like moisture, pollution, or just being buried in the ground can cause a coin to darken or tarnish. It's not unusual for coins to change color like this, but unfortunately, it lowers the coin's value. This is especially true for modern coins, like the 1977 Washington quarter, that haven't had the chance to develop the natural aging that older coins might have. Now, let's break down why the 1977 Washington quarter is interesting. The Washington quarter, first introduced in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 100th birthday, has had different designs over the years. For the 1977 version, the design didn't change much, but what's special is the absence of a mint mark on the coin. Coins made in Philadelphia, like the 1977 quarter, didn't have a mint mark at that time, which makes this coin a little different from others. When collectors look for a coin with no mint mark, it tells them it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. While this might sound like a small detail, it's something collectors notice, especially for certain years or conditions. When we talk about a coin being in very good condition, it means the coin has been used a lot, but you can still see most of the main features. For the 1977 Washington quarter, it has probably been in circulation for years, so you'll see some wear and tear. However, enough of the design details, like George Washington's face or the eagle on the back, are still clear. This is what makes it valuable to collectors, even if the coin isn't perfect. Now, what about its value? The 1977 Washington quarter without a mint mark is not super rare, but it's still worth something because of its history and the demand from collectors. A coin in very good condition today could be worth around $90,000, but this can depend on how well it's been taken care of and how much collectors are willing to pay. It's surprising to think that a coin like the 1977 Washington quarter, which may just seem like everyday change, could actually hold such a high value. Whether you have one at home, or you're thinking about adding one to your collection, this coin is a good reminder that even regular coins can have hidden worth. To sum it all up, the 1977 Washington quarter without a mint mark is more than just a coin. It's a piece of U.S. history, and it shows that sometimes, even modern coins can have surprising value. So, if you find one in your pocket or in an old jar, don't be too quick to overlook it. It might be worth more than you think. Next up, the 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark. What makes this coin so special, and why is it commanding big values in today's coin market? Let's find out. The 1989 Washington quarter, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, may seem like just another regular quarter in circulation, but it's not. This particular coin, when found in very fine condition, stands out among other quarters of its era. While it's often overlooked, for those in the know, it holds substantial value in the rare coin market today. Let's take a closer look at this iconic coin. The 1989 Washington quarter features a design by John Flanagan depicting George Washington in profile. On the reverse, you'll see the traditional eagle perched on an olive branch, symbolizing peace and strength. Now, let's talk about the mint mark. This 1989 quarter has a P mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The P mint mark is significant because it's the only mint mark used on quarters from Philadelphia since 1979. So, finding a 1989 Washington quarter with a P mint mark in very fine condition is a rarity in itself. When we refer to a coin being in very fine condition, we mean that it shows some moderate wear, but still retains clear details. The Washington portrait, eagle, and other features are still crisp and visible, though you might notice some light wear on the high points of the coin. So, what makes the 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark valuable today? It's all about rarity and demand. While millions of these quarters were produced, very fine examples, especially those without excessive wear, are much less common. The coin was produced in large quantities for circulation, but over time, many were lost or damaged. As a result, the number of well-preserved specimens has dwindled, making them more sought after by collectors. Depending on the exact condition, a 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark in very fine condition can fetch anywhere from $90,000. Compared to other coins from the same year, such as pennies, nickels, and dimes, the Washington quarter stands out due to its durability and the fact that fewer examples remain in top-notch condition. Now, why should you consider adding the 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark to your collection? If you're a seasoned collector, you'll understand the appeal of owning coins that represent both historical value and rarity. This quarter is an excellent entry point for those starting a collection of modern U.S. coins, or even for those looking to diversify their investments. Modern quarters like the 1989 P mint mark have potential for increased value over time, especially when found in excellent condition. As fewer are left in pristine form, collectors are increasingly drawn to coins like this one. Plus, there's always the added thrill of finding one in your pocket change. So, whether you're looking to complete your collection, or you're just starting out, the 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark in very fine condition is one coin you don't want to overlook. It may not be the rarest coin in the world, but it holds its own as a valuable part of U.S. coinage history. Next up, the 1980 Washington quarter with the D mint mark. It might seem like just another common coin, but don't let that fool you. Stick around, and you'll see why this coin might actually be worth a small fortune. Here it is, the 1980 Washington quarter with the D mint mark. If you're wondering where the mint mark comes from, it's placed on coins to show where they were produced. The D stands for Denver, which is where this particular quarter was made. At first glance, it may look like just another quarter in your pocket change, but there's a reason why collectors have their eyes on this coin. Now, here's the deal. In fine condition, this coin might be worth around 50 to 75 cents. Not too exciting, right? But that's not the whole story. The 1980 Washington quarter, especially those with the D mint mark, have been found in pristine, uncirculated condition, and sometimes, even with rare minting errors. When that happens, the value can skyrocket. What if I told you that one rare 1980 Washington quarter with the D mint mark, in MS-67 condition, sold for $130,000? Yes, you heard me right, $130,000. That's the kind of money that can make a coin collector's dreams come true. So, what's so special about this high-value coin? Well, the MS-67 grade represents a coin that is nearly perfect, almost as if it just came off the minting press yesterday. It's got no visible wear, and all the details, like Washington's profile and the eagle on the reverse, are crystal clear. But here's the kicker, not just any coin can get this grade. It's super rare to find a coin in this kind of condition, which is why these high-grade 1980 quarters are worth such astronomical amounts. Let's talk minting errors for a moment. Minting errors are what make coins truly valuable in the world of numismatics. Imagine a 1980 quarter that was double-struck or has an off-center design. Those are mistakes that happen during the minting process and are rare to come by. These kinds of errors can send a coin's value through the roof. In fact, certain mint error 1980 quarters have been known to sell for thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error. So, what should you look for if you have a 1980 Washington quarter? Give it a close inspection. Check for things like double strikes, where you might see a slightly blurred or overlapping design, or off-center strikes, where the image appears misaligned. If you spot one of these, you could have a real treasure on your hands. And don't forget, always get these coins authenticated by a professional to ensure you're getting the proper value. Now, if your 1980 quarter is in fine condition, it's still a great coin to have in your collection. But remember, the real value comes in when it's in great condition or has one of those rare minting errors. The bottom line here is that the 1980 Washington quarter with the D mint mark is not a coin to overlook. It might not always be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, but in the right circumstances, it definitely can be. So, there you have it. While the 1980 Washington quarter might seem like a standard coin, there are certain rare circumstances where it can fetch a life-changing amount of money. From minting errors to pristine condition, you just never know when you might have one of these high-value quarters sitting in your collection.